Welcome Gnome's parents and Gnome students to our Friday wrap-up of the week and a little bit of a preview for what's happening next week. So this week has been a week where we have focused mainly on the Aztec people of central Mexico, which is kind of interesting to talk about as central Mexico has been really hit by some pretty terrible storms, with Manuel coming across the Pacific side and Ingrid coming across the Atlantic side of Mexico. But as we were talking about the Aztec this week, we did a couple of things. We did an activity where we looked at some artifactual pictures with some kind of captions, and we matched those together, and then we talked about Aztec burials, actually a burial site found in Mexico City, which is very rare because Mexico City is so huge they don't have time and space to dig up some of these sites, so when they find sites like this, they get really excited. So we talked about the Aztec, we did a little burial activity there. I'll put the slideshow up on the website so you can kind of look through the pictures and see kind of what we did. We talked a little bit more about the Aztec, where they lived, some of the timelines, some important vocabulary that went along with the Aztec. Today we actually read some of their myths, including the place of the prickly pear cactus, which is the city Tenochtitlan, which actually has to do with the eagle on top of a cactus, snake in its mouth, which if you look at the Mexican flag, you'll probably recognize that. So we talked a little bit about mythology today, and then started to just briefly talk about the next group of people we're going to talk about, which are the Mayans. So we'll start on Monday more with the Mayans, and we're going to read this article here, which I'm going to link down, which is about them finding a new kind of temple in the jungles of Guatemala near Tikal, which is really interesting to find out about what's going on right now as they find things about the Mayan. And then hopefully we'll get into the Inca towards the end of the week. We're going to read this article about frozen mummies that are found up on the Andes Mountains and start to understand who the Inca were, so that we can get to our final project for this unit, which is basically to do a compare and contrast of these three people. What were similar between the three, what were different between the three, what similarities can you see between these people that lived in relatively the same time here in the Americas. So that's where we're going in the next couple of days. We might not get everything done before track out, but we're going to. You'll notice my walls are kind of bare and boring now because I've started taking things down. So if you need anything, let me know. If not, have a good weekend. It's going to be a wet one.